We're recording this on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. And we usually say live long and prosper. It's 365 ways to live long and prosper, to enjoy life to the full. But on this Father's Day, I got this rather funny card from somebody who clearly has been watching some of these videos, my son Joshua. So today we're going to live long and be a poser. Thanks, Josh. Had some other funny cards from Sam and Richard too, which just creased me up. So really blessed on Father's Day to be sharing with you one topic that bridges speed reading, accelerated learning, mind mapping, driving and life generally. Now that sounds exciting, doesn't it? But the word may not sound so exciting, and it's peripheral. So all the time you're focusing on the main focal point. Stuff is going on in your peripheral vision, and that stuff influences your subconscious. Now imagine if we could harness all that to make us feel great, or study faster, or read more speedily. And the good news is, of course, that we can. So what we're going to start with is an exercise you can do on your own, much more fun with someone else, but let me show you what you do. So you fix your vision straight ahead, tunnel vision, except it's not going to be tunnel vision. And then you take your fingers, let me see those fingers, wiggle those fingers, because you're going to be looking for movement, not focus. And then you take those out like some 1980s dance move, as far as you can, still seeing out of the corner of your eye without moving your eyes, that movement. When you've worked out the breadth of your vision, then work out the height and hold it there. I'm holding it less high than it will go because I want it to stay on camera, but you're going to calibrate how high your peripheral vision is, lock that and wiggle, and then take it down as well. And I will wait for a couple of seconds for you to make an amazing discovery. 1E and 2E and... What you should have discovered is that your vision, understandably, is widescreen. And not very high and not very deep. And if you think about the bone structure around here, that makes sense. We've actually got our eyes open at the side. So some of you will have 180-degree vision, or even more, like eyes in the back of your head. Ideal for parenting and certain sports. But up and down, if you take the angle to the bridge of your nose, it's about 90 degrees, maybe 110 degrees. That means the catchment area for our visual cortex is widescreen, panoramic. And that has impacts for speed reading, has impacts for accelerated learning, has impacts for driving, impacts for mind mapping, and impacts for life to the full. First of all, mind mapping. If that's the normal orientation of the page, of course we have the mind maps, landscape rather than portrait, because you're making sure most of your visual cortex, all of your visual cortex, is being stimulated by your mind map. Simple. Secondly, for speed reading, those of you who are getting older and finding that you have to hold the book further and further away, that's great news, because the further the book is away, the more you get more words per focal fixation. Every little photo we take of the page, like the stitch we talked about in another episode, the further you can take the book away, the more words up and down and side by side you're going to get with one photo into the brain. So it has that impact on speed reading. If you want to fall asleep with a book, get your nose in a book very close so it tires out the eyes. You see how it all comes together? Driving wise, once you're aware of this peripheral vision, you can drive far more safely if you are centered like we are here and focused, and become consciously aware of your peripheral vision. You'll notice the poor driving of other people. Your driving, of course, is amazing, awesome. And then what about marketing? Well, actually marketing and productivity. This is the productivity channel where we seek to monetize your talent, get you recognized for your skills. So the speed reading is about learning and earning. You need to earn from everything you learn. But in marketing, what happens in the periphery hits the subconscious. We're not always tracking that consciously, unless we do like we did with the driving exercise there. So learning to surround your customer's experience with peripheral enrichment, sensory enrichment, like scents, good posters and artwork on the wall, making sure they're always straight. Every sense, sound, the quality of the sound, all these things coming in peripherally will affect the way they feel about doing business with you. This is recorded in the period of the COVID-19 crisis, where the retail experience of many people is going to be a lot poorer. We can't touch, we can't handle things like we used to be able to do. Therefore, the other senses, it's like losing a sense. Therefore, your sense of hearing, your sense of sight, your sense of smell, your sense of taste, these become disproportionately more important. So today, think about your peripherals. How could you enrich your working environment to support your productivity goals? How could you hold the book at a further distance so that you get more words per fixation? How could you get into mind mapping and use it landscape rather than portrait? How could you drive more safely? And when you're out for a walk today, if you go out for a walk today on Father's Day, how could you become more peripherally aware of the treasures that are going around you? And it's really, really important to know that that is going to impact your conscious mind, of course, when you pay conscious attention to it. But it's going to work hard for you at the unconscious or subconscious level. So those of you who are studying anything at the moment, putting your learning on the wall and adding to that learning each day allows your peripheral vision to be working hard for you without you consciously having to think about it. Peripherals really make a magical difference. Happy Father's Day. Live long and prosper, or as Josh said, live long and be a poser. I quite often drink beer, and on Father's Day, the Wild Beer Company, Pogo. Thanks, Josh.